Hi everyone, this is Shannon from theirishscrapper.com, and today I just have another fun fold card for you. This is like a flap over fun fold. The original idea was, I believe, Dawn Griffith's. I had seen it on Pinterest and I thought, I love this idea. I thought I would change it up with some different paper and shapes and share it with you guys. So today we are using Berry Burst, and we are using the Color Theory Designer Series paper pack. That's a 6x6 paper pack, so that comes in a variety of colors. It's Berry Burst, Crushed Curry, Dapper Denim, Old Olive, and Whisper White. And the Berry Burst, of course, is one of my favorites, so I thought we would go ahead and use that. I've also coordinated my envelope to go along with this, so let's go ahead and show you how to create this. We have a few different pieces of paper here. So I have my Whisper White envelope, which we are going to embellish with the paper as well. For the base of my card, I have a thick piece of Whisper White. This is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. We have a Berry Burst piece of cardstock that is 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. I have a Whisper White piece that's 3 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I have the Color Theory Designer Series paper that's 3 1/4 by 6. And it is scored at 5 9/16, which is the line just past 5 1/2, so you guys know. And then I've decided to use our layering squares. So I'm going to use a regular square as well as a scalloped square to cut our kind of window. And then I'm going to use a few more of our smaller straight squares to do the sentiment piece for you guys. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab our Big Shot first, I think, and we'll do our Big Shot work. So I have my Big Shot here. I have my magnetic platform. Maybe I'll just use my precision base plate. I don't need to for the squares, but I have my well-loved acrylic cutting pads here, so it might just be easier. Alright, so here is where that score line is on my Color Theory. So I am going to cut my window, I think about there. And we'll just run that through. Whoops, sorry for the wobble. Okay, so I'm going to hold on to this square, and I'm going to use this to trim out one of my other squares. So I figure we might as well get our use out of it, right? I have a piece of Whisper White. This is going to be for our sentiment. So I'm using this little square here for that. I, of course, stamped on my original first and then did the die cutting. Hopefully we'll be fine doing it this way. Now I'm going to bring back the square that just came out of our Color Theory, and I'm going to go one size up from that Whisper White sentiment. So whatever fits your sentiment, you can just, layer the squares that way. So I'm going to cut out another square from here. So you can see I'm just using that as my background. And then I'm going to go one square up from that and use our Dazzling Diamonds Glimmer paper. So I'm going to run this one through twice, just because the Glimmer is a little thicker. Okay. Alright, so you can see now, here's how our sentiment will border. Okay, so with that original square that we cut the window out of, I'm going to go up one size for the scallop. So you can see it's just a very small border, and I'm going to cut a piece of Whisper White just to give me the frame that I want to use on the front of my card. Okay, so here's a piece of Whisper White, and I'm going to lay my scallop and then drop the straight one right in the center of that and run that through. Okay, so here's what I mean by the frame. I just want this piece. Okay, and then you can hold on to your square and you can use that on another project as well. So just trying to make use of all of our paper that we're cutting. Okay, I think we're done with the big shot, so we'll set that aside. Okay, so with our Color Theory paper, here's where the score line is. Let me just give that a nice crease or burnish. Okay, this is where I'm going to add my adhesive, so I'm going to bring in my Fast Fuse. Oops, if I can get my, there we go. Alright, and I'm going to take that Berry Burst, and we are just going to center this over that layer, okay? That will create the flap, okay? So now I have our Whisper White. This is the background piece. We'll go ahead and add Fast Fuse here, so that'll hide our little flap, and it'll give a little bit more, you know, stability to the card. So we'll center this as well. Alright, and now with our Whisper White, you can come up right into that crease and lay that layer down. Let me just look at my, this is the back side. So we'll add some adhesive here. I'm going to add that right there. Isn't that cool? Comes together so quickly, which I love. I think I might use this for my team maybe next month, actually, for their team make and takes. Okay, so I'm going to take my fine tip glue. If you have the liquid glue, you could use that. You could use your snail too. I'm just going to put this around the border. Alright, I'm going to close that up. Okay, and we are going to layer that right around my square. I love it. Love it. I love how that white pops with the little scallop. It's so cute. Okay. Now when you trim down, I should have mentioned this earlier, when you trim down your designer series paper, you'll have this leftover piece. This is the piece that I'm going to use on the envelope. So again, you're taking advantage of the paper that you cut, which I love. So I have my little square here. I'm going to bring in my Berry Burst. I have chosen to use the sentiment from Waterfront. Every little kindness makes the world brighter. I love that. And we are going to ink that up in the Berry Burst. I'm going to pull this a little closer to me. Hopefully I don't get myself in the camera. Give that a press. Perfect. Okay. And then we are going to layer these up. So I'm going to add my Fast Fuse. I'm going to get our matching paper. We're going to lay that down. Add some Fast Fuse here. We'll add that to the Dazzling Diamond. You'll want to make sure you use a strong adhesive. If you're not using Fast Fuse, use the liquid glue, something that'll really hold with that. Now we're going to go ahead and put our dimensionals on the back. And I'm going to use 5 because I like a solid image. Okay, I'll just peel these off. And we will add that. Let me make sure I'm straight here. We're going to add that right to the center of our square. And that creates our card. And because this designer series paper is double-sided, it coordinates, which I think is fun. So that's the card. We're going to go ahead now and finish our envelope. So I'm going to put some fast fuse here on the flap. And we will line this up. Give that a nice press. Grab my snips, and we are just going to trim away our excess paper. Very easy. I love that I had enough for the envelope as well as the front of the card. Just like that. And there you go. Let me give this a nice little crease there to keep that. But isn't that fun? If you wanted, you could even continue a sentiment on the back. But I just think there's plenty of room there, and I love how it opens up and coordinates with the envelope. So, as always, guys, if you would like to purchase any of today's products, you can find a full supply list in the description of my video. I thank you so much for shopping with me in my online store, and I look forward to being back with you real soon. Thanks again. Bye-bye.